All right. So in this lesson, we are talking about the coordinate plane. We're going to talk about some important vocabulary with the coordinate plane, and then we're going to focus on one part of it for this lesson. So your goal for today is I can plot and locate ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So first off, what is a coordinate plane? Well, you'll hear it called a coordinate grid or a coordinate plane. It means the same thing. And what it is it's a plane, which means it's something flat, formed by a horizontal and by vertical number lines that are perpendicular. Now, that's a lot of words flying around there. So let me go ahead and break that down for you, okay? So here's the number line that you're used to. 0 is in the middle, all this is positive, and all this is negative. Now, perpendicular means that it's going to cross each other. Now, if I had another one that was vertical, again, 0's in the middle, all of the numbers that were above 0 would be positive, and all of the ones below 0 would be negative. Now, I'm actually going to erase this, and I'm going to put it on top of this other one right here. Now, the point where they meet is going to be 0. All of these are positive, and all of these are negative. So it's two number lines that are crossed together. All right, so there's a couple different pieces that make up the coordinate plane, and two of those most important pieces are the x-axis and the y-axis. So the x-axis is the number line that runs horizontal. It's the one that we've worked with the most. The y-axis is the number line that goes vertical, and that is a terrible vertical line, and that goes up and down. The other important part of the coordinate grid is called the origin. The origin is where 0 and 0 meet each other, and we'll talk more about what a coordinate pair is in just a second. But what you need to know is that the origin is at the center of the coordinate grid, and it's where the two axes, the two number lines, meet. All right, so here we have a bigger version of the coordinate grid. Now the coordinate grid is broken up into things called quadrants, and quadrants just mean different sections of something. But you're going to have to remember these quadrants, so it's very important to understand them. This over here is quadrant 1, and this is the only quadrant that we're going to talk about today. Moving over here is quadrant 2. Below quadrant 2 is quadrant 3. To the right of quadrant 3 is quadrant 4. Now, you're also going to see some of these Roman numerals written here. A lot of times when people refer to quadrants, we refer to them using Roman numerals. So this is the Roman numeral for 1. This is the Roman numeral for 2. This is the Roman numeral for 3. And this is the Roman numeral for 4. Now, what is an ordered pair? Ordered pairs are the essence of what a coordinate plane is used for, or a coordinate grid, okay? It's a pair of numbers, and so if you have a pair of socks or a pair of shoes, that means you have two of them. And so you're going to have two numbers. You're going to have an x coordinate, and you're going to have a y coordinate. And we'll talk more about what that means in just a second. But what you need to know is that they're separated by a comma. That's very important. And they are surrounded by parentheses. That is also very important. Now, their purpose is to actually find a spot on the coordinate grid, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So, how do you find a coordinate? Well, here's the coordinate that I'm going to ask us to locate, 3, 2. We always start at the origin right here in the middle. So, we're going to start at 0. And first, we're going to only look at the number line that goes left to right, which is the x-axis. And we're going to deal with the first number first. So where is 3 on this number line? Well, this is negative. This is positive. So here's 3. Now I'm going to switch colors here. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, right? Now, I need to look at the second coordinate, which is 2. This time, I'm going to be looking at the y-axis, which is the up and down one. Remember, positive up here, negative down here. So I was at 3, and now I need to go up 2. 1, 2. This right here, this green dot, represents where our coordinate is. You're going to go left to right first, up and down second. All right, and so like I said, in this lesson, we're only going to focus on quadrant 1. So let's together plot these points. We're going to start with point A, which is 0, 0. Okay, now you're going to see this coordinate grid's going to look a little bit different because what I did is I cut it right here. So I'm not showing you this, I'm not showing you this, and I'm not showing you this. We're going to do that in the following lesson. So I have my x-axis here, my y-axis up here. So I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to move up 0. And so this is my coordinate right here, and I'm going to label it A. Okay? Now I'm going to do 4, 3. Remember, I start with the x first, and then I'm going to do the y. So x is 4, so here's 4. And then y is 3, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. And so this is going to be point B right here. Next I have 2 and 5. So first I'm going to focus on the x. The x is going to be 2, so here's 2. The y is positive 5, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there, and that's going to be point C. And if it helps you to write the x and the y on top of those coordinates, go ahead and do that. There's absolutely no harm in that. We're going to do point D, which is 6, 10. So first I'm going to find 6 on my x-axis. Here it is. And then I need to find 10 on my y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And this is going to be point D. All right. Point E is going to be 7, 1. So I'm going to find my x is 7, my y is 1. So 7 and then up 1. And that's going to be point E. Now I'm going to find point F, which is 8, 8. I'm going to label my x and y because I find it helpful. So I'm going to go 8, and then I need to go up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And so 8, 8, that's going to be point F. And make sure you're labeling these very clearly. You want to make your dots clear enough so that somebody can read your coordinate grid as well. All right. So G and H, sometimes students find a little bit tricky because of that 0. This is where it's very important that you're going left to right first, and then you're going to go up and down second. So my x is 9, so here's my 9, and then I need to go up 0. So it's going to be right here, and that's going to be point G. Then I have 0, 6. So remember, that first 0 is my left or right, so I'm going to stay put, and then I'm going to go up 6. And that's going to be my point H. All right. Now I'm going to have you do just the opposite. This time I'm going to give you the points and you need to record the coordinates. Please remember, it's essential that you put them in parentheses and that you separate them with a comma. All right, so first I'm going to work on point A, which is right here. So I'm going to look. It goes to the right 1, comma, and then it goes up 1, 2. So the point is 1, 2. Now I'm going to look for B. B's over here. So B goes left or right 0. And then it goes all the way up, up, up to 8. For point C, here's point C. So point C is over 3. And then it goes up, 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 up to 7. The reason why we separate with a comma is because if we didn't, it would just say 37. And the reason why we put it in parentheses is because if we didn't, it kind of looks like you're just ordering integers. Okay? Now we're going to look at point D. Here's point D. So D goes 3 over, and it goes up 0. Point E goes 5 over, and then it goes up 4. Point F goes 6 over and 6 up. Point G goes 8 over and 3 up. Point H goes 10 over and 5 up. And that's there. Perfect. Okay, now this is an activity that we did in class, and I can certainly give you a coordinate plane to glue in if you need it, but for now we're going to go ahead and skip that for the lesson. All right, that is the end of quadrant 1. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about the rest of the coordinate plane, so if you have any questions, let me know.